All right, 7:02. I guess I better get started. We've got, hello, Lisa. Thanks for joining Chris there. Here we go. Welcome, Arcata Sunrise. It is our second meeting of the new year, and I'm glad to see you coming on the call this morning. We've got to look back at December because we just, well, frankly, I forgot, but we really didn't have time last week. We had some birthdays in December, and I'd like to hear if anybody here did a little something special for themselves or had something done for them. I do see Dick on my screen. But first, let's start with introductions. I'm sorry. Any visiting Rotarians? I don't see our DG Dustin on the call this morning, but that's okay. Do we have any visiting Rotarians this morning? All right, let's go on to Brandy. I believe it has an introduction to make.
My guest this morning is Tracy Day from State Farm Insurance.
Thank you, Brandy, and thanks for being here, Tracy. I understand that Tracy recently had a membership meeting, which is great. And do we have anybody from Interact or Rotaract here this morning? I can't quite see everybody, but haven't seen any. All right. Okay, now moving into what were we doing? Yes, Maggie, please.
Nira is here, and until we induct her into the club, she is a guest.
Well, hi, Nira. Michael, would you like to reintroduce Nira for those who haven't met yet?
This is Nira. She is now my wife. And her two daughters are here with us. One is at the middle school, and the older one got a job at Luz Millas here in McKinleyville. And we are very, very happy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it. Okay, on to birthdays. And congratulations, Mike and Nita. So I do see Dick on the call. I don't see Melinda. And George, of course, is home, but Dick is here. So Dick, what happened on your birthday?
I made it through another one. You know, after 66 years on the planet, it's not quite as big a deal. Last year it was a bigger deal.
You just muted yourself.
I'm back now and better than ever. That remains to be seen. Last year we had a really nice family dinner. This year I did see both my boys and their girlfriends, and of course Shelley and Ace the Wonder Dog. But it was a little more low key. But we did have fun. I mean, it was just quiet, and we had a good time at home.
Well, good. Thank you for sharing. I suppose after 66 years, you're kind of used to the occasional wobbles we get here on this planet as we hurtle around the sun. I recall we had one pretty near your birthday.
Yeah. There was an earthquake on my birthday. There was also a double rainbow on my birthday. It was kind of like, which one of these is the sign? One was the sign of the apocalypse. One was a sign of whatever. The blessing of the rainbow, I guess. But yeah, I didn't know what to think.
Well, that's the point of having multiple signs. You got to make up your own mind, right?
That's right.
Okay.
I saw the sign and it opened up my mind. I saw the sign.
Very good. Jessica, I understand you had a December birthday as well.
I didn't see the signs like Dick did, but I did have a birthday. Let's see. What happened on my birthday? It was at the beginning of the month, and it was the weekend after Thanksgiving, and it was also the weekend when we had a memorial service for a dear friend of mine that we lost sort of very quickly. And so my parents came back to town 2 weekends in a row, and she said, well, as long as we're coming, Jessica, it's your birthday, so we're going to stay on. And I said, oh, great. So it was fun to have my parents and my family, and we got together and had a nice lunch at my sister's house, and my brother and sister were there too. And so it was very nice. Very nice time. Good to see my family. So yeah.
Always nice. I know Tom wasn't able to join us this morning. I was, hey, are you on the call? I'm over my screen limit here. I don't think Jose's here this morning anyway. I hope they both enjoyed their birthdays. Next, we have some anniversaries to celebrate. Rick, you're back on, and then I'd really love to hear from Craig and Janice here in a moment.
Well, like my birthday, our anniversary was kind of relatively low key. Last year was kind of interesting because it was a one of those years where everything's ends in a 0 or a 5. And so it was our 25th anniversary. This was our 26th. So, and as you know, probably all know, the 26th anniversary is talcum powder, which has been fraught with problems lately. So we didn't celebrate with that. But anyway, we did have a nice dinner at home, and it was very nice. And of course, I'm just so happy that I've got a wife as lovely and as wonderful as Shelley. So that's my gift every day.
Very good. So you kind of get an anniversary for your birthday or a birthday for your anniversary every year, huh? That's great.
A birth anniversary or an Anna day.
Craig and Janice, you're an inspiration to all of us who have tried and all of us who are still trying. Tell us a little bit about how 50 years looks with you and you're handsome yourself and your lovely wife.
Well, she's takes her a little while to get her motor running, but she's coming down the stairs. She'll be here before too long, but probably not soon enough for this little segment. But anyway, yeah, it's an even number. I mean, every year is good, every day is good. So we stepped out, which we haven't done much of in the last couple of years, like everybody else. We went to the Sea Grill and had a good dinner there, and got a parking place right out front, which was nice because it helped us get in and out pretty easily without having to fight the curbs and gutters and rough streets in that part of town. So that was kind of good. So anyway, yeah, just to, just keeping on doing what we've been doing. I picked the prettiest girl at Birmingham High School and stayed with her all these years.
Well, I'm sure she'd have some nice things to say about you too once she makes her way down. Over the years, when I first met you two, it was at a Rotary Youth Exchange weekend. And, you were clearly dually engaged in the things you do. And I've seen that continue, even though she's lost some mobility. I've seen what you did with the boat, with the lift assists there. And, it's just inspiring to see you both still trying to do all the things you love together. And we're really proud of you and happy to have you as both members of our club.
Okay, well, I got to represent, but she was down here close enough she could hear all that, so she's in on it too. So you'll see her lit up here in a second. Actually, she's working her way this way. She's going to come behind me, so you're going to see her. If you got just about 10 seconds, she'll be here to get her mug in the shot.
Well, that's the way it
There
should
she
be.
is.
Better together, right? Hi, Janice. Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, you better move on. We got business to conduct.
It's important. Thank you for humoring me here.
Mhm.
All right, looking ahead, we've got a lot of opportunities for service in our club, as always. So I've consolidated down to a top few list. We are looking for 2 host families to enable the potential for an exchange. It looks like we'll have a likely inbound, and we have 1 host family of a prior club member, and we're looking for 2 more to step up and say, hey, I might like to do that. And I just had a visiting exchange student from 7 years ago last weekend, and we managed to visit socially distanced, and it was fantastic to see them as a now young adult after having got to know them as a teenager. So definitely encourage you to look inward toward your own households, and also look to your friends to see who might be interested in participating in that. We do desperately need a club webmaster. You know, Ed has moved on to Arizona, or I'm sorry, New Mexico, right? And so we need somebody that can do a little bit of photo and content editing on our website. So if you know somebody or know yourself capable, please let me know. Sophia has graciously announced that she would like to secure a mentee for the next year so that in 2023 she can pass the torch of being our excellent treasurer. Sophie, if you're on the call, is there anything you're looking for in our next treasurer? Any skills that you would like to see brought? Don't know if she's on. It's okay. Jessica or Brian might be able to give a little insight. Is it required that somebody be an accountant or a CPA?
No, it's
I didn't
not.
think so. Yeah. Okay with numbers, a little bit of math.
Probably some QuickBooks knowledge is helpful because it is, you know, the club's finances are in QuickBooks. And so either an ability to run it yourself or be able to work with someone who can. So.
Understood. Would you call it a teachable skill?
I would.
Great. All right. So keep your radar up for yourself or others for that. I know that recently our diversity, equity, and inclusion worked with Publicity and has produced our club brochure in Spanish as well as English. And so we are looking for more possible languages for serving our local communities. So if you speak or know somebody who speaks and can translate something as simple as our brochure, please get in touch with our Publicity and or Diversity, Equity, Inclusion Committee for that. Spring fundraiser suggestions, you know, Angela sent me one and Dustin sent me one, and those both serve to remind me I got to get a request out there. So watch for that this week or this weekend. And future Sergeant at Arms, please contact Nick if you're interested in understanding what that position is all about in our club. It is a key and essential role, especially when we're in person, but even now. And we would like to see a mentee step in under Nick's wing for that role. Packs for Kids. Romy, tell us what's going on here. That, you know, you said your husband was happy to help, but we didn't get to see his smile. I don't know if he's just happy or focused or what's going on here.
He's both happy and focused. Yeah, no, you know, I just wanted to send that pic because this is such a great COVID friendly service thing to do. I mean, when I got to pick up the food, they had it already on a pallet. You just load your car, bring it home, fill the bags, and then drop them off at the school. Anyone can do it. It was Wednesday to pick up, Thursday to deliver, and we just smile the whole time. I mean, making 51 bags full of food that you know are going to help a child who really needs that is such an easy and heartwarming activity to do. So sign up.
Thanks, Romy. And if anybody's worried about the size of your car, I drive a Prius and it all fits. It's tight, but it all fits. So anybody can participate in this if you've got a vehicle. So please visit the signups. If that sign up could go out again, that would be probably helpful for the winter session. That'd be great. But thanks for
it should be in the winter groups inbox right now.
Perfect. Thank you very much, John. Last week, Maggie brought this to our club and had created a sign up for us. Maggie, would you mind sending that out again? And then for the people who weren't here last week, just give a brief on what this is all about.
Yes, I will send that out again after the meeting. This is something that is done every year or every other year nationally. It's to get a sense of how many people are living on the street or in their vehicles. And so Humboldt County is looking for some help with the point in time count. And Romy and Brandy and I are all signed up and set to go. But if we could have a few more people might be interested to help with that. It starts early in the morning, 7 o'clock, or actually 6:30 at meeting, and will be done way before noon because we're counting people where they're sleeping. And once they get up and start walking around, we don't want to double count them. So I will send out the information again.
Thank you, Maggie. Craig, back in December, I believe it was, you met with some of our interactors and did this project. Tell us about that.
Well, I was going to have Nick talk about Interactive. Nick, are you
Okay.
here?
I believe Nick is on the call.
I just facilitated an evening shopping event, which was part of a much bigger event. So I ended up being, the way the mechanics work is it was Interact's money. They used $750 of their money, but just to make it work, just through the school and how it had to work, and through our club finances, I actually made the purchases, and then I got compensated back by Sunrise Rotary. But if Nick's here, he can talk more about Interact.
Yeah, thanks, Craig. And we appreciate that you're able to do that. Craig has been doing the Interact Rotaract for a long time. He's the reason we have an Interact club. So we, this year, we officially adopted that Interact Club would take over as the coach for the cold for the community. We're kind of limited because they're students and because of COVID, but they were able to collect $750 last year, as well as collect and sort over 500 coats. This year we're doing about the same. We don't have as much money this year, but we're still delivering coats and collecting them. So we collect coats all year through the school. We collect money through the school all year, and we can still continue to distribute them throughout the community. So if you still have coats, we're still collecting them through this year. There's lots all around.
And I think part of the program too is the distribution. Is they actually, I think, have some racks at Arcata High School. They just hang the coats there, and anybody that wants them can take one, no questions asked.
Yeah, there's no questions asked. If you want a coat, you'll find it on a rack at Arcata High. Just grab it. With our model that we're creating at Arcata High, we're going to start to distribute that same model to the other high schools around here. So
Excellent. Thank you both for helping them out on that. Under World Community Service, Thomas had sent me a few pictures of things that we have going on. And Charlie, I don't know if you joined the call. I think he wanted you to speak because he couldn't be here this morning. Just a minute or two on each of these. We have a school project in Cambodia, I understand.
Yep, happy to speak. So these are some photos of the school project in Cambodia. We've supported this project in the past, and this year they're looking to basically rebuild a kitchen, I believe. And Howard, jump in there if you have more information that you want to share. But I think that's the gist of what we're looking at for this project. Next.
And we have ongoing support in the Swat Valley in Pakistan.
Thank you. Yes, and this has been something that we've supported a number of years. Last year, one of our members at Howard again was very, very generous, where he triple matched our donation, which really made a huge difference for the Swat Valley School, and Zebu, who has brought us a number of different projects around serving that community and getting children to the school.
And then we also have work or funding going on with Navajo Nation for community household water. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yes, and this project was actually they were going to do a community water well, and COVID it was decided that wasn't going to be a very healthy way to go when COVID hit, and where they were able to pivot the project so that individual families are getting their own personal wells, and that's been something that's going to continue Again, they had district grant funding, and I apologize, I don't have the sponsoring club handy, but they were able to get a district grant funding for that, and we participated in that and looking to do that in the future as well. Again.
Thank you for the updates.